Good morning, Year 2. This week we're going to have a go at some lessons on time. And for me to do the videos to show you, I actually made my own little clock at home. And then I thought actually it might be a good idea if I filmed myself making my clock. And then some of you at home might be able to make one as well. You don't need a lot for it. So I've got a piece of paper, I've got a pencil, I've got a bowl just out of my kitchen, I've got a pair of scissors, and I did manage to find some coloured paper at home. Now you might not have that, but you might have some more white paper and some felt tips that you could colour in, but I'll show you what I mean in a minute. So you might want to have a go at this. Don't worry if you can't, or don't worry if you don't have the resources at home to have a go. You won't need it for the lessons, but I just thought I'd show you because some of you might want to make your own clock and you can have a bit of extra practice at home. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is get my bowl and I'm going to put it down on my piece of paper like this, and I'm going to get my pencil and I'm going to draw all the way around the circumference of that bowl, and in doing that I've created the face of my clock there. Okay, so we're used to seeing that circular face for our analog clocks. Okay, and then I'm going to put a dot, quite a big circle with my pencil, roughly in the middle. So I really try to put it in the middle. If you need to get a grown up to help you, you can. Okay, and that's going to be the center of my clock. Okay, now we're going to then, you'll probably notice that normally our clock faces, we have numbers all the way round. Okay, the circumference, the outer part of that circle. Okay, so you might need to look at an analog clock in your home to help you, but you should spot that at the very top of my clock we see the number 12. Okay, and then at the bottom of my clock, what do you think is going to be there? Well done, those of you that said 6. Okay, and then here, who knows what's going to go there? Well done, those of you that said 3. And then over here, I've got a 9. So you can see I've put those numbers almost roughly in line with the center of my clock. Okay, again, you can ask a grown up to help you if you need it for this bit. Now, sorry. Now, you probably know what numbers also go in between here. I'm going to put a 1 and I need to put a 2. And I need to try and roughly make sure there's the same amount of space. Again, this is just practice. So we're just going to see how we get on. Okay, but I'm going to try. I'm not going to put 1 here and 2 here. I need to try and roughly space them out. So I'm going to put my 1 here and I'm going to put my 2 there. So you can see roughly they've got the same space between them. Okay, now I can put 4 here. And I'm going to put 5 here. Okay, looking okay so far. I'm quite pleased with that. And then I can put my 7 and my 8. And I'm going to put my 10 and my 11. And we'll talk about what all these represent, okay, later on this week. But this video is just to help you to make one. Okay, so there's my clock face. And I've got all the numbers that I need to around my clock. Now I'm going to get my coloured piece of paper and I'm going to have a go at drawing some hands of my clock. Okay, so it could be that I just cut an oblong shape, but I'm going to try and be a bit jazzy. I made one earlier and I'm going to try and do a little arrow. Ignore the little hole. Let me show you this one. Okay, and I'm going to try and do a little arrowhead on the top of it as well. So let's see. Now this might be the point where you need to get your grown up to help you. That's absolutely fine. So I'm going to draw my cut my 2 lines and I'm going to go across a little tiny bit. This is quite tricky. I've had lots of practice at doing this, so don't worry if you find this bit hard. Okay, so there I've made a little arrow. Not perfect, but I'm quite pleased with that actually. Let me just cut that a little bit. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, now, oh, that's pretty good actually. Can you see it slightly covers the number? I don't really want anything to cover the number, so I'm just going to cut a little bit off that tail. Okay, and then if I have it pointed, brilliant. I can see I can point it to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. Okay, and that one's quite long, so I need a shorter one now. And some of you that can remember time from year one probably know why I need a long hand. We call these hands, not these. Why I need a longer hand and I need a shorter hand. So let me just show you. I'm just going to cut again. Please do get your grown-up to help you with this bit. Let's have a little. There we go. Let's pop it. Yeah, I'm happy with that. That one is clearly a bit shorter than the longer one. I might even snip a tiny bit off so I really can see that it is shorter. Okay, so those of you that were thinking from my question, why do we have a longer hand and then a shorter hand? Because they represent different things. This longer hand represents minutes. Now for me to remember that, I might put an M on that hand there to remind me that's the minute hand. And then on this one, this represents hours, so I'm going to put a H to represent the hours. Now I'm not actually going to stick these down or do anything else with these. I quite like it when I'm first talking about time, the fact that we can just focus on one hand maybe, or we can focus on both of them, but we don't have to worry about them being together because it can get quite fiddly. Okay, so in doing that, you have perfect. It's only took me about 6.5 minutes. I then have made my clock face and I've got my clock hands, and then I'm ready for my lesson on Thursday. So that's your challenge over the next couple of days, to see if you can make your own clock. Now you might want to be more jazzy than me. You might want to do these in nice coloured felt tips or colouring pencils. You might want to colour in your hands. You might want to do your hands in different colours, and that might remind you that one of them's the minute hand and one of them's the hour hand. So I would love to see the clocks that you make on Twitter. And then I'm looking forward to our first lesson on time on Thursday. Thank you, Year 2.